Our loved ones come through just to be there, just to say, I love you. These are not our high spirit guides. These are just, I'm here, I love you, there is another side. It is beautiful up here. I just want to let you know I'm okay. And just reassure us that there is an afterlife. They don't come through to tell us where the insurance papers are, or you should have done this or that, or this is what you should do with your life. But we have a guide, a spirit guide that is born with us, and they are with us through our whole life. And this is who we can talk to about our life, and should we do this, and should we do that. How many of you have met your spirit guide? How many feel like they know there's a presence here, or they talk to somebody, but maybe they can't visualize them? Would you like to meet them today and connect with them? Yeah, we'll do that. Because we all have a beautiful guide that's been with us through birth, and have been with us through all these trials and tribulations, and they love us unconditionally. And spirit guides have had a life on this earth, so they can be a little bit opinionated too. You know, angels are also around us, but angels have not had a life on this earth. They're a different kind of a being. So they just kind of send love and light and, you know, protection and that kind of thing, where your spirit guides might get into a little bit and tell you, you stand up for yourself and you do this. So we have these guides, and we can tap in, and they will help you. We have this whole other world around us that we can tap in. So we communicate through different ways. There are people that are clairvoyant. Clairvoyant means you actually see things. Now, it starts out like this lady over here. You see little lights behind you, and then you turn around and then you're not sure, and it's gone, and there really is something there. This lady over here with the glasses, you saw things when you were a little girl. The man next to her, you see things, right? Who sees spirits in the room? Who actually sees spirits? Or who sees little things, and then you turn around and it's gone, right? That's just the startings of your clairvoyance. And, you know, to me, if I saw a ghost like standing in my room in front of me, I would run the other way, because that would drive me nuts. So I see it, but it's more in my mind's eye. But some people actually see it. Those people are very visual. So if you're very creative in life, and you like to work with colors, you're going to be seeing auras today. You're going to see colors around people. You're going to see little things. And eventually, if you want to, and you're not too scared, you might actually see spirits. So those of you that are clairvoyant, how many of you are very creative and think that that might be your forte? Yeah. And we all have a little bit of everything. We're just stronger in one area than another. Then there's those of you that are clairsentient. This lady here, you're very clairsentient. Lady on the end. Okay, you guys, this lady here, you're the ones that feel everything, right? Okay, so people come up, they tell you their problems, they pull up a seat next to you, and I've never told anybody this in my life, but I'm not going to tell you. And they tell you all their stuff, and they feel so much better when they've talked to you, and that's because you empathize, you feel for them, you listen, but often you always take on their energy as well, right? So you get all kinds of weird health things, and then you go to the doctors and they're like, well, you don't test for anything, and it's because it's not your energy, right? So this lady on the end, you actually do healing? Yeah, but yes, because you're taking it on, but you need a little bit more protection. You're the guys that come around this expo going, ooh, I feel that. Ooh, well, this is great energy. Ooh, that's a bit weird. How many of you think you feel things? You're more sensitive. Oh yeah, a lot of people here. So you're the typical psychics, the ones that are very sensitive, but you need a little bit more protection. So before we start today, we're going to do protection. And that's simply putting white light around us. Some people say that they like to stand into a suit of golden light. Some people say put a bubble of white light around me. Asking for God or Jesus, white light, universal energy, whatever you believe, the angels. As soon as you get into that zone of what you believe, nothing negative can come around. It just goes off like that. But those of you who are clairsentient, you need a little bit more here. This is your happy button. This is where we feel from. So you need a little bit more happiness on your happy button. So we're going to do a little protection for you guys on your happy button. Okay, then there is clairaudient. That means hearing things like messages. Who gets ringing in the right ear? Yeah. Ringing in your right ear is that spirit saying, I am trying to talk to you, and you're completely dumb about this. Can you please sit and listen? I used to think that I was using my cell phone too much, and I stopped using my cell phone, but it kept doing it. It's spirits telling you, hey, we're trying to talk to you. And all you do is you get a little bit quiet and you see what that message is. But that's the hardest, because you guys think you're making it up. You get a thought in your mind, it just pops into your mind, but then you're not sure, and it's like, no, that's my imagination. Especially those of left brainers, you start to question, no, it's just my thinking. And it's not like somebody talking to you. Although this man over here, he gets his name called. In the middle of the night, you've heard your name called. There are other people that might hear their name and then turn around and there's nobody there. But mostly clairaudience comes through a message. So for instance, it's not like somebody actually talking. It's like you're at the grocery store, and you're at the grocery store and you're going, okay, now what did I want? What did I forget? I know I forgot something. Toilet paper, right? It just kind of pops into your mind like a thought. It's not like somebody standing at the other end of the aisle going, you forgot the toilet paper, right? So they don't actually talk to you. It's like a thought. And then you go, that was just my intuition. That was just my thought. But often it's not just your thought. And so sometimes when you're not sure, you just start saying, well, what would be the first thing in my mind? If I really not getting anything, what would if I had to guess, what would it be? And as you create a thought and use your imagination, often they'll come in and they'll change that thought, or they'll guide it through. So it seems like your own thought, except when you get used to it, when you communicate with spirit, there's this wonderful, wonderful feeling that comes over you, like this energy feeling, this warm, wonderful feeling, because you're connecting with heaven, you're connecting with this other side. So when they come through, you feel that wonderful feeling. Who feels the feeling when their loved ones come around, when you sense them, you feel that really warm? Or how many of you here are actual professional psychics, or you've done any of that? Actually, when you get a chance, Eric, if we can pass some just little cards or papers around, that would be great. And what I'm going to ask you to do is write down on this piece of paper, any piece of paper, you can have a piece of paper out of your handbag or just any piece of paper, and we're going to pass around some cards or pieces of paper for everybody. And what I want you to do is write down what you would like to have out of this workshop. Do you want to be more clairvoyant? Do you want to start opening up and seeing things? Do you want to be more clairaudient and more sensitive, or do you want more protection? Do you want to be healer? Do you want to be channeling healing energy? Do you want to be a stronger healer, because we already do it already? Do you want to open up and have a little bit more intuition? Do you want to do this professionally, or is this just for you? What would you like to get out of this? And we're going to put your request down to spirit. What would you like to get today? Do you want all of it? If you want all of it, just put all of it. What is this for? What do we want to do? How do we want to open up? And what would you like the spirits to work with most of all today? Because we're going to open up all your different senses, but we're giving permission to spirit to work on any particular area that you want to work on. So those of you want to be professional healers, maybe you would love to do that, but you're stuck in a job you don't really like that much, and you want to do something that's a lot more, that has a lot more healing and creativity and spirituality. Or do you just want to do it for you and your family? And on the other side, go ahead and put down your name and your email. And with your name and your email, we're just going to win some free stuff at the end of the day today. I also take my email list and I take it down whenever I go anywhere special. When I go to John of God, like I'm going to John of God in June, I'm taking a group down there. When I go to these special places, I take your list, your names, and I put them to John of God, and I ask for a special blessing. So I will email you and say, when I'm going to be there, or I'm going to be at the crop circles, where I'm going to take your name, and then when I'm there, if you want anything, you can just kind of connect in and use me as your connector to ask for a little blessing. So my healing list is my email list, so that's why you're going to put your name and your email list on the other side. Just write down and give permission to what you'd like the spirits to help with you. Because you have to give permission to spirits. They don't know exactly what you would like. They know what's good for you, but they don't know what you like, because we bring things into our lives, difficulties, because we want those experiences. We want to experience everything in our life, good and bad. So we can ask Spirit to help us with something, but they don't know if we need that. So for instance, you know, we're having a hard time financially, or with our job, or with our boss at work, and we're thinking, oh, you know, I wish, and I've got banging my head against the wall and having a hard time with something, and the spirit guides are up there going, oh, I wish she'd ask for help, because we could really give her a little direction and show her. But they don't know, maybe, hey, she wants a little bit more financial stress right now. She wants a little bit more grief from that person right now. And so you have to also remember that they're our partners and to put it out. But if we don't ask and they come and they intervene and they help us in some way, they're actually taking away our karma. So they want to make sure that we want what we're, you know, that what they're giving us, that we've given permission, that we're allowed that.